Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit
play with it. Now pushes it forward. Jasmine Yost cuts off that pass. Yost working hard, getting battled with Sophia Gallardo-Popham. Lexi Hilmer trying to shake free of Katie Fisher. Dumps it through to Natalie Flottmeyer. Gives it off to Yost. Yost with a one-timer just a bit wide as it sails to the left from our vantage point. Madison Enstad happy to watch that one sail by.
Watertown has an interesting mix up front with Brooklyn Randall, number 17, who I was just mentioning, speed and physicality, and then Sophia, the other striker up front up there. She's very tight with her touch up front. She's a footwork type of player, back to goal type of player. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two work together up front for Watertown. McKenna
Blank took the free kick from the goalie box, and it's sent wide and bounced off of one of her teammates out of bounds. So a free possession offered to the Governors. It's Natalie Flottmeyer who will dump it inside to Hilmer. Hilmer thinking about sending it to that far side corner for Devin Van Rokel, but she brings it back towards the center of the field, trotting back towards midfield. Calling for somebody to come and greet her out there. Given off to Van Rokel. Van Rokel trying to turn the corner on Sydney Stanton. Inside, Flottmeyer with a shot, and it's right into the waiting arms of Madison Enstad, and Natalie Flottmeyer with both of her hands on her forehead. Knowing that was about as good of an opportunity as you'll find.
Yeah, that right there was a mistake that Natalie should have punished her for, and Natalie knows it too. She knows she needed a better touch than that, and give her another one of those. I bet she puts it in the back of the net.
Well, if I was a betting man, I'd say she will have another one of those opportunities here at some point today as Josephine Wirtz cuts off that outlet pass at midfield. Wirtz dicing her way through the defense. Hilmer with it. Handed off to Jasmine Yost, who goes back the opposite direction. Off to her left. Shot by Yost. On the way and into the arms of Madison Enstad. Enstad has been busy here in the early going, but she keeps this game scoreless on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard.
Yeah, so far, Enstad hasn't given a lot for distribution. The girls need to make sure that when they're emptying out after she's made a save, backpedal, keep your face towards the goal, because she's put a couple of real short balls there that they could take over and punch it right back at her when she's out of position.
Yost pushing again. Beautiful feed pass for Flottmeyer. Can she get to it in time? She couldn't. Sydney Stanton outraced her there. Ball will stay with the Governors just outside the box. Jasmine Yost trying to weave her way through defenders. That'll just be cleared out for the moment by that back line of the Arrows. Zoe Bauer chases it out of play. Bauer will throw it in here for the Governors. High floating pass, maybe lost the grip on that one for the moment. Sophia Bruggeman comes to clean it up. Zoe Bauer steps in. This one cleared out by Berkeley Fligge. Back to the back line. Josephine Wirtz quickly ahead to Sophia Bruggeman. And pushed out of bounds again. And will stay with the Govs. So it's been steady and consistent pressure by this Govs offense. Madison Enstad has had the fortune of a couple of those shots bouncing right into her arms. Governor's going to try to piece up the open parts of that net as Lexi Hilmer tries to shake a couple defenders loose. She will chase that one down to the far side, or near side corner, rather.
Yep, pressured her out of bounds for a throw-in for the Govs. Govs have definitely so far in this half put a lot of pressure on them. Need to get some reward for all that pressure that they're putting on by putting a couple in the back of the net.
Kara Swenson asking them to just continue the pressure as this one will be looped through, kicked back out on the way to Bruggeman. Bruggeman will knock it down with the chest. Pushes it back into Flottmeyer. Flottmeyer, one of the keys to this team. 12 shots on goal this year, 6 of which have found the back of the net for Natalie Flottmeyer. That one to be send high. Chased down by Zoe Bauer in the near side corner. Flottmeyer trying to keep it down in that zone. Pushes it back. Inside shot off the shin. Bounces right at the feet of Lexi Hilmer. Hilmer kind of turns around and said, "Look what I found."
Yeah, it kind of looked like it kind of caught her off guard there. She wasn't looking for it.
She was doing one of those where you spin around and kind of look up in the air, and next thing you know, it's clanking around at your cleats. As Katie Fisher knifes through. Nice pass up ahead to Popham. Sophia Gallardo-Popham looking for an open shot, being guarded by Wirtz. Dumped into Fisher. Fisher one-on-one with Swanson. Saved by Swanson off the deflection. Kicked out of play by Katie Fisher. And a great initial save there by Emlyn Swanson. She was just kind of squatting down, was one-on-one with Katie Fisher, and then knocked it free. Fisher couldn't get the deflection to go home, but a great save by Emlyn Swanson. Get used to hearing that.
Yeah, that's in my opinion right now, the Governors are owed 2 goals, and now Watertown's owed 1. They're getting in behind, so both teams have found a little bit of success, found some pockets that, hey, we can do this and this, and right there you saw Sophia back to goal, kept the ball tight to her feet. Katie ran off of her, and she found her, and that's what Sophia, I think, can do really, really well for Watertown if they'll run off of her. And with Brooklyn Randall up front, you'll see Brooklyn run off of her a lot.
Sophia Bruggeman chases the loose ball down right in front of our broadcast booth here, turns back, rolls it back to Wirtz, who gives it off to Hilmer. Hilmer with a twirl. She falls down, and we've got a whistle. And they're going to say that she was tripped, thanks to Ariana Snyder. So Hilmer will take the set piece. Going to adjust the shin pads just a bit. Let her counterparts get set up down there.
This is where she needs a dangerous ball. Top of the 6th, PK mark right in that area.
Curls it in, intended for Jasmine Yost. Bouncing around still not free yet, and that one is booted out towards the Watertown Arrow bench. Out of play, stays with the Govs. Bruggeman, one of the few 8th graders on this team, along with Maya Fravel in this starting roster. Out in front of the net, it's loose, and a diving save by Madison Enstad. Really was no shot on that, but it just kind of rolled out in front of Enstad. I think she thought that one of her teammates was going to be there to clean it up for her, but she dove out and did it herself.
Yeah, she did a good job cleaning it up. Those balls that are just bouncing around in there are a goalkeeper's worst nightmare, and the best way to solve that problem is just go get it and clean it up, and she did that.
Numbers here for the Arrows as it's pushed through for Sophia Gallardo. Popham turning the corner on the defender, looking for a shot. Josephine Wirtz coming in to help. The shot is just a bit wide to the left of Emlyn Swanson, to our right.
And the Governors cannot afford to do that. Sophia is too good of a player to let get out there and get free like that. And you saw Josephine. She knew that they were in trouble, and she tracked back as fast as you'll see her run to help cover up. And Sophia mishit that ball wide. So, again, both teams are getting their opportunities. Both teams are finding those pockets that they can work in and take advantage of, and both teams right now are owed some goals.
20 minutes gone. It's time for our first Coca-Cola bottling timeout. We'll hear from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection at Comtech, and we'll be back after this with the final 20 minutes of this first half here from the girls' game between the Govs and the Arrows.
Pickup or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal.
Now, as a coaching staff, can you help your team to recognize how to expand upon those moments and make them, instead of moments, trends and momentum?
See if either team can break through here in the second half of this first half, as we are under 20 minutes on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Lexi Hilmer at midfield pushes it forward and through for Jasmine Yost. Yost turning around, looking for an outlet. Finally finds a little bit of space, rolls it forward for Sophia Bruggeman. Bruggeman will feed it through, and that one kicked off the foot of Megan Clay and out of play. Sophia Wishard to throw it in here for the Arrows. Game that the Governors feel like they should win, especially playing with a little bit of momentum, but that's the thing. You got to go out and do it, as this one is pushed through. Intended outlet pass on the way. Emlyn Swanson gets to it in time. They were looking there for Brooklyn Randall.
Yeah, and Sophia made the right pass there, and Brooklyn needed to continue her run. She continues her run. She's in behind because Sophia, that was a great find by her. So, there's we're going back to what I said. How can you turn your pockets of success into momentum?
This one gets to the back line as Bruggeman pushes it forward. Jasmine Yost and Lexi Hilmer working together to try to knife through this Watertown defense. Chasing down to the end line as Zoe Bauer gets to it and ran out of time and space. The clouds have cleared out. That haziness that was hanging out over the Pilk has cleared out as the Arrows make a couple substitutions. It's turned into an absolutely gorgeous day out here at the Pilk.
Yeah, you could not have asked for. There is a breeze, but you coined it earlier, the South Dakota breeze. We got to be used to it by this time.
It is consistent, and it is prevalent wherever you go, as Josephine Wirtz tries to turn the corner back towards midfield. Pushing through out in front of our intended target, Maya Fravel. Devin Van Rokel giving chase, getting a little physical over there with Olivia Detman. Hasn't been a too terribly physical game, only between Katie Fisher and Jasmine Yost, which is kind of their calling cards.
Yeah, and Katie, like I said, Katie and Jasmine are two of the same kind of player. They're both going to patrol the middle of the field. They're going to go find the game. They're going to bring a level of physicality to it when they find it.
Devin Van Rokel chasing this one out of play. Last touched off of her, so she will trot back into the defensive zone. Still no score on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Getting around 15 minutes to play here in the first half. Sydney Stanton pushing it as it continues to ping pong back and forth. And you want to play your game, you want to stay consistent, and the Governors have had some good looks, but it's the kind of thing where you just have to tell your team, hey, continue at it. We're going to keep getting those opportunities. Sooner or later, we're going to punch one in. And the Governors no stranger from playing from behind. The first time they played from behind all season was on Saturday. And at the onset of that, it looked like that had been their first time playing from behind. That was until the final 8 minutes when they stormed back for 3 goals, 2 by Lexi Hilmer, 1 by Natalie Flottmeyer that was assisted by Lexi Hilmer.
And, it's a great learning tool for the coaches. They found out, hey, we can play from behind. Hey, we can come from behind. And no, you don't want to do it all the time, but at the same time, now you know you can do it, which gives you another level of confidence.
This one pushed in the direction of Natalie Flottmeyer, controlled and popped out by McKenna Blank. Taken away by Katie Fisher. Fisher pushing back towards midfield. Flottmeyer's got it. And we've got a whistle and some contact. And, well, Natalie Flottmeyer was about to get off to the races, and then she heard the whistle.
Yeah, Jasmine and Katie colliding again. And we've said those two names a few times. I have a feeling we're going to say it a few more times.
Yeah, I was going to say, those two colliding, that's a shocker. As we wait for McKenna Blank to take this free kick, it looks like about 20 yards inside of the midfield line. It will be Maya York to boot it away. Bouncing around at midfield. Both teams still looking for that first goal. Emlyn Swanson's had to make a couple saves. Madison Enstad's had to make a few more high-pressure saves. Some of them were right out in front of the net as Devin Van Rokel feeds it and threads it through to Natalie Flotmeyer. Outlet pass looking for Jasmine Yost, a bit too far out in front. Megan Clay clear it out, and now Sophia Gallardo-Popham controls. Outlet pass. Looking for Sophia Wishart. Wishart down, corner, and centering the kick back towards the center. Brooklyn Randall with it. Dumps it back to Fisher. Fisher with a long kick from outside with the left foot, but it just sails high over the crossbar and out of play over the head of Emlyn Swanson. And we'll see Berkeley Fliggy and Miley Canas check back into this game. 2 captains for this team.
Yeah, and going to give young Miss Sophia there a little break, and now you brought in a different kind of player. See what she brings out there. But Sophia Gallardo from Watertown has definitely earned a break and for the work she's put in this first 30 minutes.
Devin Van Rokel pushing forward. Maya Fravel trying to break free. Got a little bit of daylight. Now turns around just outside of the half circle. Off to Jasmine Yost. Yost looking, fires a shot just a bit high and wide. She couldn't get that one to curl enough and have enough forward spin downward to find its way into that top left corner. As we've got another substitution, Aubrey Fisher checks in for Lexi Hilmer. So Aubrey Fisher with some valuable minutes on Saturday. She's been a welcome piece to this bench for the Governors. Just an 8th grader is Fisher.
Yeah, she's going to bring a little bit of speed, a little bit of physicality. Aubrey's also a wrestler, so you know she's not afraid to get physical, mix it up in there. She's going to bring a little different dimension up front. She is young, but she is talented as well, so it'll be fun to see what kind of change of pace she brings for the Governors.
A lot of young talent on this Governors roster that is up and coming, but getting the benefit of varsity minutes. As we see Maya Fravel, another one of those 8th graders, kind of controlling the pitch out there. This one's dumped down, giving chase. There's a couple Governors and Brooklyn Randall for the Watertown Arrows. Shot is deflected away, and Emlyn Swanson's able to chase it down. Bit of an opportunity in there as Miley Canas was also making her way out in front. Swanson with an underhand roll out to Sophia Bruggeman.
And that right there is the definition of Brooklyn Randall's game. Get in behind, get the ball free, and find a shot.
Popped forward. They were looking to try to get Canas out in front of Emlyn Swanson, but Swanson came off that back line, stormed out to get to that loose ball. Swanson drops and boots. Picked up by Olivia Detman. Watertown has been controlling possession here the past couple minutes, but Devin Van Rokel changes that, at least for the moment. She flies up that left side, that far side of the pitch, inside the box, looking, sends one out in front just a bit high, and over the head of Madison Enstad. Zoe Bauer was out in front of the net, but just a little bit too high for her to be able to get a head on it. As we got another substitution, Megan Perez checking in, and checking out is Sophia Wishart.
Yeah, and Sophia Gallardo's back in for Brooklyn Randall, so we're going to move Sophia out wide and see if she can find some pockets out there to operate in and help feed the strikers and wingers.
Just feels like both of these teams are waiting for the other to make a mistake and trying to capitalize on it when it happens. Miley Canas across, hassled by Jasmine Yost, and Yost uses her physicality to win that dribble. Yost trying to weave her way through defenders. Pushes it forward, finds it to Fisher. Fisher trying to feed it to Zoe Bauer, but Zoe and Fisher were not on the same page.
Jasmine Yost winning that ball from Sophia Gallardo. That's Sophia's game is definitely not physicality. She wants tight touches. She wants to have space to operate, and Jasmine just showing her maturity and her physicality and winning that ball.
Berkeley Fliggy working very hard on Maya Fravel. Natalie Flotmeyer controls just inside midfield, pushes it forward, trying to find it through to Devin Van Rokel. But the good defense of the Arrows persists and cuts it off, and it will roll to the back line, and now it's given away to Sophia Gallardo-Popham. Popham moving her way back towards midfield. Trying to center something, getting inside the box. Loose is free, shot on goal, deflected away, and a nice play by Allison Demers.
Great job, Allison Demers. Caitlin Taylor did her job, held her up, didn't dive at her, didn't jump at her, and then Demers comes over to help out and doubled her up and got the ball out of the danger area.
But they're not out of the woods yet. This will be a throw-in coming from the Watertown Arrows. Over the head of Fisher. Fisher controls it for the moment, and they collide. Does Fisher and Jasmine Yost. Shot on goal coming. Emlyn Swanson able to get over to it, but she loses the dribble, and that'll set up a corner kick coming for the Arrows. I think Emlyn Swanson was thinking that she was going to be able to field that dribble cleanly, but it went through the wickets, and it sets up the corner.
Yeah, and that's not something you want her to do. Just reach out, pick her up, get the ball going back the other direction. You do not want to give up corner kicks, especially, late in the half to give any momentum to Watertown.
About 8 minutes to go here in the first half as this corner comes in. Slices through a couple players. Jasmine Yost going to try to chase it down. Slides down on 2 knees. She's fighting with McKenna Blank. And the fight continues. Blank will get to it first. Push it back towards some more open space. Long shot coming in. Emlyn Swanson was ready for it. Looks like that came off the foot of Olivia Detman from the far side.
And that's a good job. That's an excellent job by Emlyn right there. Take your time, clear your box, get everyone out, get them in front of you. Take a little bit of the sting out of the ball and get it forward.
Swanson's clearing kick found its way to Zoe Bauer. Now dumped in for Maya Fravel if she can get there in time. That kick rattles off of Fravel, controlled by Van Rokel, bounces towards Zoe Bauer, but it gets to Madison Enstad before Bauer could get to it. Long throw coming in. Sophia Bruggeman read it perfectly, but ran right by it. 7 minutes to play here in the first half on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Controlled and pushed away by Megan Perez. Picked up by Caitlin Taylor. Haven't called Caitlin's name much here this afternoon.
Caitlin does a lot of the things that you don't see show up on the scoreboard or the stat sheet. She does a lot of just real solid things, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, helps to keep that back line, nice and in form.
Nice and organized. Caitlin Taylor likes to keep everybody in line. This one will get to midfield. Lexi Hilmer checking back in. As Zoe Bauer will get a breather. Chloe Landmark also checking in for the Arrows. Detman will take a seat as the minutes wane away in this first half. We've had 3 pretty exciting halves of soccer, but this one starting much like the boys' game did. Of course, the Arrows took a 1-0 lead in that first half. It was another Fliggy, Zane Fliggy, who got the goal for the Arrows, and then the Governors stormed out to 4 goals in the second half. Jacoby LaRoche with 2. Alex Odakoven with a helter-skelter goal out in front of the net. And then Everett Norton found his way onto the stat sheet, as did Carter Templeton with the assist. As the boys' team got the win 4-1. Governors looking to make it a clean sweep here on the varsity level here this afternoon. Jasmine Yost in a lot of contact with Megan Clay. And Jasmine Yost definitely feeling that one. Kind of laboring that left leg. Looks like it might have been a knee that came in, contacted that thigh. And Jasmine already dealing with a thigh injury on the right side.
And this is a dangerous opportunity right here. Lexi needs to make this ball bounce. If she's going back post, back corner of the 6, aim for, or top of the 6 or PK mark, whichever she prefers. But it needs to be in a dangerous spot for the girls to crash on. The girls need to crash.
Hilmer from a couple yards outside the box on the near side, left-footed kick, headed that way, and she does it herself as she puts it over the head of Madison Enstad.
Great kick. Left-footed, aim for that back post. She, why risk it? I'll just do it myself here. And great shot, and a heck of a shot for the keeper to have to defend, looking right into that sun. Great job, Lexi Hilmer.
And a great point by Chris Derry. Madison Enstad did about just all she could to try to save that, but looking back into the bright sunlight, lost that one in the air. A perfectly placed kick by Lexi Hilmer gets the Governors on the board. They lead 1-0 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard here in the final couple minutes of the first half. And it's Lexi Hilmer getting the scoring started for the Governors again. Arrows looking for an answer, try to even this thing up before the break. Katie Fisher with a backhanded push through. Back-footed push through. She finds herself wide open in front of the net and right on cue. She evens it up at 1 apiece, puts a dart right by Emlyn Swanson and ties it up at 1.
And that's what Katie can do. Right-footed, left-footed. She can put that, she gets free at the top of the box like Lexi. She can use both feet, and she's dangerous with both feet. So talk about an answer. 2 goals in a matter of 60 seconds. We're right back to square one. Tie game.
As much action as we were hoping for in the first, 35 minutes of this match, we got in the last 35 seconds, it seems, as the Governors had a full team meeting out in front of their own net. Trying to talk this one over. Hilmer back into the game. Kicks one forward as we're knotted up at 1 apiece.
And that's kind of what, the first part of this half, or most of this half, has been. We talked about Pierre got in for a couple what should have been goals. Watertown got in for a couple what should have been goals. And I said they were both owed at least a goal. Well, there you go, 1-1. So now let's see what happens from here.
Soccer gods always pay off.
I know people laugh at me for saying it, but it's proven true more than once.
And it did again here today, here in the final 2 minutes of this first half. Whole host of Arrows hoping to check in, as they will. Zoe Bauer will check in as well for the Governors. She'll check out Maya Fravel as the last couple seconds start to tick off here in the first half. Stick around for the Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial Halftime Show. Recap the first half action for you here. Look ahead to the second half. And I've got my scorekeeper, Chris Derry, keeping an eye on things. He says 4 minutes to play. Still plenty of time for one of these two clubs to maybe find that goal to put them ahead. Carry a little momentum into the halftime break as this one's pushed forward. Arrows on the move. Cut off by Caitlin Taylor, doing a nice job redirecting that momentous push by the Arrows and Brooklyn Randall.
Brooklyn is fast, and Caitlin right there shows you how fast. You just don't think Caitlin Taylor is that fast, but she is deceptively fast. She's quick, has good close speed, and she put it on display right there running down Brooklyn.
As they go back and forth at midfield, trying to fight their way through, find a little bit of daylight either side. Throw in coming from Chloe Landmark. Landmark with the overhead heave. Pushed in back towards the middle. Josephine Wirtz will clear it out successfully. Back in the direction of Aubrey Fisher, the lone Governor along that back line of Watertown Arrows. Zoe Bauer chasing down here near side. Arrows continue to push. Lexi Hilmer trying to get a cheap steal there. Still knifing her way through is Lauren Tesh, and a whistle and a free kick coming. Arrows looking to steal a goal here in the last couple minutes. Katie Fisher will take the free kick.
Yeah, Katie wanted to go quick right there. She had an advantage and thought better of it, so now she's going to take this kick, and knowing Katie, it's going to be back post area.
She got the first goal for the Arrows, won't get the second there as that one sails high. Isabel Gerlach checking in. Katie Fisher will get a couple extra minutes of rest here. Cleared through and pushed back towards the Governor's defensive zone. Josephine Wirtz gets to it, does a nice job of clearing it out our direction. Rattles off our canopy. A little bit of urgency here for the Watertown Arrows, so they would love to take a lead into this Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime break. Can they find that extra goal? Giving chase to it now is Chloe Landmark down in the outskirts of the box on the far side. Rifles a shot Emlyn Swanson's direction, but it bangs off the side of the net.
Yeah, but Emlyn was standing right next to the post there. There was no way I was going between her and that near post. Just being safe. Take a goal kick.
Being the blockade there for the Govs. Swanson will clear. Knocked down by Gerlach. Jasmine Yost pushes it forward, trying to find a fleeting Zoe Bauer. Megan Clay gets to it first for the Arrows. As it's pushed back in, now the foot race is on. Caitlin Taylor will get to it, turns around on a dime, and heads back north. Jasmine Yost with a nice feed through for Lexi Hilmer. Hilmer pushing it. Trying to find a cutting through. Maya Fravel out in front of her, and it's kicked out of play by the Arrows. Governors with a couple minutes here could possibly find themselves out in the lead if they could get one out in front. Lexi Hilmer with the only goal for the Govs here this afternoon. Pushed back in. And it's cut off nicely by Maya York. York trying to weave her way through defenders. Jasmine Yost there to shut it down. Hilmer chasing. Megan Clay with it. Back and forth. Zoe Bauer knocking it down. Jasmine Yost turning the corner. Inside the box. Shot on goal. Almost through the 5-hole of Madison Enstad, but she squatted down just far enough to pin it right between the legs. And that's Jasmine Yost just putting a ball on net, hoping good things can happen. And almost found a free goal as the siren sounds, and that's the end of the first half. We're tied up at 1. Goals from Katie Fisher for the Arrows and Lexi Hilmer for the Govs have us knotted up. We'll talk about all of it in the Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial Halftime Show. We'll be back after this short break on River 92.7.
Ameriprise Advisors can work with you to provide...
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Our hash mark over the middle and wide open at the 30-yard line. Carter shuffle by and touchdown. Here's Olsen, plenty of time, 3 seconds, gets to shoot, and it's good for 3.
From football, volleyball, and soccer to basketball, wrestling, and softball, follow the Pierre Governors on the official voice of the Govs, River 92.7, and also on the River 92.7 page of the DRG News smartphone app and drgnews.com.
Briggs Trucking and Construction. Back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union
Gas Service scoreboard. Lexi Hilmer got the scoring started for the Governors on a set piece. She fired a dart with the left foot that curved around, found its way to the top left corner of the net. Nothing that Madison Enstad could have done about that one. And then it was Katie Fisher doing it all herself, kind of taking it from the midway point of the field all the way down out in front of Emlyn Swanson. And she put a dart on Emlyn that she could not save, which gets us to 1 apiece. And I'm really curious about your take on not only how the Governors have played, but how this Arrows team has looked in the first half and really holding their own against the first-place team in the league.
You know, these two teams, there's a lot of players out there who know each other pretty well. And as in any case, you know, there's a little bit of, hey, we do well when we play against each other. We do a lot of things. We know what each other can do, so it's just a matter of who capitalizes on the mistakes. I think Watertown has done absolutely everything they can to create a few opportunities, which they knew they weren't going to get a lot of them, so they need to take care of the ones that they do get, and they have done that once. And Pierre, they're getting a lot of opportunities. They put, I'd say, the first 20 minutes of that half, they dominated it and should have probably gotten at least another goal or two. So it's going to be interesting to see, like the last game, halftime adjustments, which team responds to what the coach is saying. I think Pierre, for the most part of that first half, played a lot of what they wanted to do, just didn't get rewarded. I think Watertown, they're looking to get the ball up to their playmaker, Sophia, and see if they can play off of her and let Katie patrol the middle of the field. So it's going to be a battle of wills, and we'll see which one has a stronger will.
And it felt like the Governors had a couple different offensive opportunities there throughout the first half. They just weren't able to capitalize on them. A couple shots that went right into the hands of Madison Enstad. I feel like we always say it, this could be a different score than it actually is, but it certainly feels that way for the Governors. The Arrows kind of settled in nicely after that first Coca-Cola bottling timeout when they kind of got things reset and their defense stiffened up a little bit. So what do you expect to see out of the Governors' offense in the second half, and how do you expect the Governors' defense to kind of limit what the Arrows' damage has been from the first half into the second half of play?
If I'm Watertown, I'm telling our front line, I'm going to put Sophia Gallardo up front. I'm going to let her get the ball at her feet, play with her back to goal. I'm going to tell her and the other ones up front, whoever the wingers are, Brooklyn Randall or whoever, push that back line and create a gap between the Governors' midfield and defensive line for Katie Fisher to operate in, and then Katie's got to be a so-called playmaker, a point guard. Do I take the shot like she did there in the first half, or do I find another person who opens up because they collapse on her because they're worried about her taking a shot? And for the Governors, they got to close down the gaps between the defense, midfield, and striker. They got to take advantage of the opportunities that they do create, and when they get those when they get in behind the goal, put them away.
And we'll see if they can do that. Been a good one here, tied up at 1 apiece on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Both teams are headed out to warm up, so we head away for one last break before we get you back for the second half full of action. You're listening live on River 92.7 and watching live on drgnews.com.
Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. You need an expert who knows the market and gets results. Scott Darnall at Lee Real Estate in Pierre brings experience, local knowledge, and a no-nonsense approach to help you navigate every step. Whether you're looking for the perfect home or the best offer, Scott is committed to making the process smooth and stress-free. Ready to make your next move? Call Scott Darnall at 605-220-2676. Lee Real Estate, Meredith Lee, broker, owner.
Lucky for us,
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Located in the Northridge Plaza, prepares authentic Japanese fare, including hibachi and delicious sushi. They're a great choice for eat-in or takeout in the Pierre area. Tokyo Japanese cuisine, they're known for their variety in taste and high-quality fresh ingredients. So experience the friendly atmosphere and excellent service. Open at 11 a.m. Monday through Saturday, noon on Sundays, and for carry-out orders, call 605-494-3388.
Second half is underway here at the Pilk. We're all tied at 1 apiece. Justin Coward alongside Chris Derry here, coming to you live on River 92.7. Thanks for listening to our Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial Halftime Show. Score, as I mentioned, 1-1 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard as the Governors look to retain their spot atop the standings. Been a good one thus far here, as Emlyn Swanson will heave it forward for Sophia Bruggeman. It'll be interesting to see these second half adjustments made in that halftime break by both coaches, including Kira Swenson, as Lexi Hilmer pushes forward with a head of steam. She's got Natalie Flottmeyer cutting free. Flottmeyer throws on the brakes and will roll it softly in the direction of Enstad for the save. And it felt like for the moment there things might have been on for the Governors with Natalie Flottmeyer flying free.
Yeah, it was great work. Jasmine won the ball, got the ball to Lexi. Lexi took her space forward, and then Natalie made a great diagonal run off the back shoulder to defender. So, again, that's those moments I was talking about. You got to take advantage of your opportunities there.
And an opportunity coming up for the Watertown Arrows as Sophia Gallardo-Popham goes tumbling down thanks to the contact committed by Josephine Wirtz, and this will set up a free kick for Maya York in the Watertown Arrows just outside of the box on the far side. Again, the Arrows are attacking from left to right on your radio dial. Governors going the opposite direction. York approaches, sends one in, and there's a lot of contact out in front of the net between Jasmine Yost and Katie Fisher, something we've seen all day, but no whistle. The Arrows bench with their hands up in the air, wondering where the whistle was, but they say play on.
Yeah, Katie stumbled. They were both going after the ball. Katie stumbled. Jasmine, she stumbled right in front of Jasmine. Jasmine had nowhere to go but to stumble over her. So that's a referee's decision right there. Do you call that foul or do you let it play because it was, just two players going for the ball and the ground got them? So.
And I think a good no call by the officials. As you mentioned, our officials are about as good as they get in this match. So nothing really gets by them. It's hard to fool them as the Gubs try to get it deep out of their own zone, pushed forward by Maya Fravel.
Yeah, and Jeff Peterson, like I said at the very beginning, he's not going to be the reason you won or the reason you lost. He's going to manage the game and make sure that the decision for the game is made based on the play of the two teams.
Good defense by Lexi Hilmer. Freed up the ball for Deb Van Rokel to pick it up. Van Rokel was looking for a crosser that wasn't there, and she boots it forward with the left foot, and it rolls up to Madison Enstad, who will clear it out. Detman, her intended target, settles it down. Pushed here near side. Plenty of Govs there in the offing to cut it off. Devin Van Rokel was the one to get to it. Natalie Flottmeyer turns and tries to feed it forward for a cutting Governor. Josephine Wirtz coming up, trying to pick it away from Katie Fisher, does so successfully. Jasmine Yost just inside midfield, has it clubbed back towards Josephine Wirtz, who clears it forward for Zoe Bauer. Bauer pushes it ahead. Natalie Flottmeyer trying to be the first Governor to get there. And it's booted out of bounds. Will be a throw-in for the Govs.
Yeah, you're seeing both teams right now trying to execute what I assume is their halftime adjustments.
As the Govs with it out in front have it cleared out again out of play. This time it was McKenna Blank, rather, to clear it out for the Arrows. Thrown in. Maya Fravel gives it back to Flottmeyer, who tried to get it in, tried to squeeze it through. Now it's stolen away again by Fravel. Hilmer out in front. Shot just sails a bit wide. Enstad was on the far side, her left side of the post, and that shot went to the right side of the net. And a better placed shot from Lexi Hilmer probably has the Governors out in front 2-1.
Yeah, that's one of those, Lexi, you just see Lexi lining that up, and you're going, that's a goal. And it just went just wide of the post. So give Lexi another chance like that, and that's a goal, I'm sure.
Yeah, one of the few times you'll see Lexi Hilmer miss her spot as she gets it free with a clean slide tackle. But Katie Fisher certainly felt that one as she went tumbling down. Looked like she hit the back of her head on the turf below. So we hope Katie Fisher's all right. This pass is forwarded ahead for Emlyn Swanson, who comes out from the back line and clears it out ever so nicely. Now Natalie Flottmeyer will get to that clearing by Emlyn Swanson. Flottmeyer turns the corner on the defender. We've got a whistle, and Katie Fisher is still down and writhing in pain after she bonked her head, the back of her head, on the corner on the defender. We've got a whistle, and Katie Fisher is still down and bonked her head, the back of her head, on the ground when she was awarded that.
Yeah, Katie doesn't look very happy that she had to come off there either, so I'm assuming this is going to be a short stint of Katie over there on the sidelines.
Yeah, she really never looks like she's pleased to come off the field of play. As we're still waiting, and now we get back to playing soccer as Jasmine Yost starts cutting her way through the defense. Shot on goal, deflected away by McKenna Blank, pushed out back towards midfield, and the Governors starting to apply a little bit more pressure here to start the second half. Jasmine Yost trying to feed it into Maya Fravel. Rattles around, finds its way to Flottmeyer. Now Jasmine Yost turns and sends one Devin Van Rokel's direction out in front of the net. Bit too long on that pass, but the ball stays in play. And a shot deflected away. That was Cameron Larson who put that shot on. She's checked in for the first time today. Now she is running full sprint back down the other direction, trying to cut off a pass intended for Miley Canas. And it's pushed out of play, but will lead to a throw-in for the Arrows just inside of their near side corner flag. Thrown in the direction of Berkeley Fliggy. Fliggy sends it out in front of the net, and Emlyn Swanson comes out to claim it. Sophia Gallardo-Popham was right there, but Emlyn Swanson did a good job getting to it first. Still 1-1 tie on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard here. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Governor Boys won the first one 4-1. Governor Girls looking to make it a clean sweep of the Arrows. This one dumped in for Gallardo-Popham. Popham out in front, puts a shot, saved by Swanson, who goes down to one knee. And right place at the right time. Emlyn Swanson using that soccer IQ to really kind of figure out where that shot was going to come from.
Yeah, again, we're talking about both teams capitalizing on their opportunities, and there's another one for Watertown. So, this game has been even. I think the score being 1-1 right now is the right score, with both teams getting plenty of opportunities. I've said it before, but this game very well could come down to which team capitalizes on the other team's mistake to win this game. This game could very well be won on a mistake.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't feel like one team has set themselves apart from the other this game, but very evenly balanced between the two. As the Arrows will throw it in and push it forward. Pass up ahead for Miley Canas, cut off there by Caitlin Taylor. Bumped out by Canas, so Taylor will take the throw in right in front of the Arrows bench. Substitution coming. Devin Van Rokel will check out for the first time tonight. Kinsley Pfeffer will check in for the Govs. Substitutions complete along this near sideline off the shins of Lexi Hilmer, so it'll go back to the Arrows. And another deflection off of Hilmer. She's going to have some bruises after this one. Two strong shots right off the front side of Lexi Hilmer.
Yeah, I happened to get together with her family after the game on Saturday and got to talk to Lexi, and she had some bruises from that game, and she's going to add to that collection after this one, it looks like.
As Zoe Bauer flies up the far side, dumps into Josephine Wirtz. Wirtz is run off the ball along the end line. And we've got 3 substitutions coming for the Arrows. I think that Josephine Wirtz a little bit out of her element coming all the way from the back line to play some offense there. Wanted the whistle, didn't get it.
But that's one of those things, kind of like Lucas Height in the last game. Lucas comes out of the back, and the defense has to pay attention to everything else, and he can kind of run free, and that's what happened with Josephine right there. Coming out of the back, everyone's tied up, and Josephine can run free to get all the way into a dangerous place.
Here comes Natalie Flottmeyer, feeds it, centers it for Hilmer, who puts it over the top of Madison Enstad. What a shot and placement by Lexi Hilmer. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies, and she gets the 2-1 advantage for the Govs. Second time I've been able to pull that one out today. What a shot by Lexi Hilmer, as it was assisted by Natalie Flottmeyer, and just like that, the Govs All-Star puts them back out in front, 2-1 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard.
Yep, and great job, great shot by Lexi to find the spot to keep her off her line a little bit. Now the Governors need to make sure they don't let Watertown right back in like the first half. Let's not let them give up a goal right in the first 60 seconds again.
How quickly that whole scoring opportunity formulated for the Governors. It was in a matter of a blink of an eye. And you're right, Chris, just as quickly as the Governors and Lexi Hilmer scored in the first half, the Arrows had an answer. And now the defense of the Governors trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. No Groundhog Day here in the second half as Flottmeyer cuts off that pass. Pushes it forward for Zoe Bauer, trying to use her speed to her advantage. Cut off for the moment there by Sophia Wishard. Dumped in by Megan Clay. Will bounce all the way back to Emlyn Swanson. Now it'll be interesting to see how the Pierre Governors play the rest of these 30 minutes here in this match. Do they continue to apply the pressure, try to find their opportunities where they come? Do they sit back and try to hold on for dear life?
Yeah, if it's same thing I said in the first game. I don't like sitting on 1-goal leads. I like you got them on kilt right now. Keep them there. Get another one. Get a couple goals lead. And then if you want to sit back and defend them, that's fine. But let's get a couple goals so one mistake doesn't hurt us. But again, that's just my thought process when I'm coaching.
And Lexi Hilmer delivering another Rounds Financial Services right on the money highlight. Rounds Financial Services, where your money works for you. OSAIC Wealth member SIPC. As Lexi Hilmer has been delivering Rounds Financial Services right on the money highlights all season long, it feels like.
She has. She's had a great start to this 2025 campaign for the Lady Govs, and all that off-season work that she's done, working out on her own with a trainer.
As this one's darted into Emlyn Swanson, bouncing off her chest, and she hops on it like a grenade. She covers it up. Nicely done by Emlyn Swanson with her head on a swivel. Make sure that nothing gets by her and make sure she keeps her Governors out in front 2-1.
Finish my thought there. Marcus Lucky, who's a former college player, moved back to Pierre and a former Pierre player, has been doing a lot of individual work with her and other girls, and it's showing and paying off right now for the Lady Govs.
Certainly is. I think now that you mention it, his phone will probably start blowing up. Other players wanting to get in on that training process.
Marcus does a good job. Had the privilege and pleasure of coaching when he was a kid, and he's turned into a great resource for the kids around here.
Kinsley Pfeffer with a nice deflection, won back the possession. She put a shot on Madison Enstad, but on the near side post, Enstad was able to drop down to a knee and make the save. Jasmine Yost will pop it forward as this one is skied back over the head of Josephine Wirtz, who will turn and just play it out. Great job, Josephine, coming from the Governor's bench. Arrows with the possession. Zoe Bauer trying to steal it away. Arrows turning around. Zoe Bauer, more good defense, creates another deflection. And now it's one away by the Govs. And now Lexi Hilmer will try to run this thing forward. Breaks away from one defender trying to make the slide tackle. And now she can't get away from Berkeley Fliggy. And we got a whistle. And that will go against Lexi Hilmer, who got beat, got a little physical. Couple substitutions going in for both sides here when they get their next opportunity. Long pass ahead. Can Emlyn Swanson get to it in time? She boots it up in the air. Dangerous play, but good timing and a good deflection as it bounces out of play here near side. Sophia Gallardo-Popham was bearing down on Emlyn Swanson. It was a bang-bang play. Could have gone either direction. Could have popped up over the head of Emlyn Swanson, but instead it bounced wide. Arrows will retain the possession. Berkeley Fliggy pushing it back towards midfield. Cut off and one away by Bo Meidlinger. And now it gets back to Emlyn Swanson, who will place it. And Swanson will kick it away. She'll dump it off quickly to Josephine Wirtz, but Emlyn Swanson hasn't had to make a ton of high leverage saves. There's been a few, but it's those ones that seem routine that aren't always exactly routine that she's made so well today.
Yeah, there's nothing routine about a save other than making the save. So she's done a good job when she's needed to.
And here comes Aubrey Fisher dicing her way through the defense. Zoe Bauer with an opportunity. Gets it by Enstad. Centers it back up. And there's a little bit of confusion. That ball was kicked back in towards play and off the hand of Sydney Stanton. She stuck her hands up in the air, but I think she thought that ball had crossed the end line.
Yeah, it was out of bounds and then came back in.
So a couple Governor fans who were standing up pleading to the officials for a handball got their explanation. They play on. Miley Canas, Katie Fisher, and others waiting to check in. Get their starting line back in for the Arrows. Arrows pushing here. Nice job by Jasmine Yost to step in front of that would-be shot by Chloe Landmark. Now it's cleared all the way down to the other side of the pitch. Aubrey Fisher giving chase, but she will watch as it's dumped back to Madison Enstad. Enstad will clear it out just as quickly. Sydney Stanton with it. They clear forward, and now a little bit of an outlet here for the Arrows. Giving chase here, Brooklyn Randall. Randall trying to shake loose of Caitlin Taylor. And we've got a whistle after some contact between Randall and Taylor.
Caitlin showing the speed right there. She caught up to Brooklyn again and got in front of her, and Brooklyn, only option Brooklyn had to try to get the ball was to give fouls there. So great job, Caitlin Taylor, doing the little things that are needed to be successful.
And Brooklyn Randall had a clear couple steps on Caitlin Taylor, but Caitlin certainly made up for it, closed the gap.
Caitlin showing that speed that seems to come with all the Taylors. Graceland, her older sister, was blazing fast, and Caitlin now, as she gets a little bit older here, showing the same speed that her older sister Graceland had.
So the substitutions are complete. as the Watertown coaching staff directing traffic from their bench. Throwing it in here for the Governors will be Cameron Larson. Gets in, a little bit of confusion there between Natalie Flottmeyer and one of her teammates, Kinsley Pfeffer. But it gets sorted out. Governors continue to push. Pfeffer gives chase here on the near side wing, trying to curve around. Eidinger with a nice job defensively. Clears it and it gets through. Caitlin Taylor on the back line will chase down. Fakes one way, turns the other. Back towards the middle of the field. Cameron Larson pushes forward. Natalie Flottmeyer with it at midfield. Back to Hilmer. Governors would love another goal just to pad this lead, add some insurance, and maybe it comes here from Zoe Bauer. Bauer inside looking for Fisher. Pfeffer's got some room on the near side, and it's saved off the left shin by Madison Enstad. Boy, Kinsley Pfeffer had a wide open look, but a great save by Enstad. Kept alive here for the moment. Jasmine Yost's shot goes way wide, and it'll roll out of bounds past the end line. But man, what an opportunity there for the senior Kinsley Pfeffer.
Yeah, Kinsley got in there. Bo Meidinger was saw it coming, and she hustled as hard as she could to get back there and help out. And her little pressure that she gave on Kinsley there helped to keep that ball out of the net, and great save by the Watertown keeper.
Absolute beautiful save by Enstad there. Keeping this in striking distance for the Arrows as we creep up on our second half water break. Pushed forward. Caitlin Taylor on that back line gets to it first. Trying to keep it in play. Arrows will retain the possession as Chloe Landmark pushes forward and out of play.
Brooklyn's going to be seeing Caitlin Taylor in her dreams tonight.
This one thrown in for Katie Fisher. That's too easy, says the Governor bench. Shot just sails wide.
And you could see right there, Katie Fisher made that turn. She got clipped, and you could see the referee think about that one for a minute. That's too close, too dangerous for the Governors. They need to clean that up on the defensive line.
But it's been par for the course today. This one cleared out by Emlyn Swanson. Booted back in towards midfield. Maya York turning, dumping back to Wishard. And Caitlin Taylor will just dump it back to Emlyn Swanson. That second half break coming up here shortly. Maya York cutting through, finds Katie Fisher off a couple deflections. Fisher looked like she had a little bit of daylight. It'll bounce through, be controlled here by Cameron Larson. Larson will give back to Hilmer. Hilmer heading towards midfield. Tries to dump through for Aubrey Fisher, but cleared out nicely. And we've got our whistle. And we've got our second Coca-Cola bottling timeout of the ballgame. We'll step away here for 60 seconds when we return. The final 20 minutes here between the Watertown Arrows and the Pierre Governors. Governors out in front 2-1 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard.
Taking care of big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
Olson Plumbing.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
What a beautiful night out here at the Pilk as we embark on our final 20 minutes and 14 seconds of gameplay. The Governors lead the Arrows 2-1. Both goals for the Govs by Lexi Hilmer, Justin Coward alongside Chris Derry as we are out of the Coca-Cola bottling timeout. And make sure you stick around for the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We'll get our Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game. I think I already have an inkling which play that's going to be And we will hand out our Cowboy Country Store's Player of the Game t-shirt. Governors still in their huddle now, just breaking out. Arrows are ready to go. Makes sense with the Arrows trailing by 1 with 20 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Got to find the equalizer. I think best case scenario at this point for the Arrows is to find a draw. Maybe they can find 2 goals and hold the Govs to none and get the win. But the Governors in the driver's seat have felt like they've had a little bit more command on this second half than the Arrows.
Yeah, I think the Governors this half have forced the issue with the way they played. I think they've had plenty more opportunities and created a lot more chances for themselves.
As this one's stolen away by Aubrey Fisher, Devin Van Rokel alone out in front, saved by Madison Enstad, and off the deflection she hops on top of it. Another great opportunity right on cue for the Governors. As that was another outstanding look, and Madison Enstad with another outstanding save.
Yeah, that was a great job. Aubrey Fisher got the ball in the middle there, fed it out wide to Van Rokel, and Van Rokel just didn't get the ball in the back of the net, didn't get the reward for the effort that she had put out there.
And maybe Kira Swenson seeing something in that first 20 minutes that she kind of imparted onto her team, making an adjustment in that Coca-Cola bottling timeout, as they got a very quick look with some numbers going back the other way. As Caitlin Taylor clears it up to Natalie Flottmeyer. Flottmeyer always under control, ropes it through for Zoe Bauer. Now Zoe Bauer gets to show off some of that speed as she handles. Rolls it ahead for Aubrey Fisher. Fisher trying to beat McKenna Blank to the punch. Blank got there first. Caitlin Taylor threads it through. Back and forth they go at midfield. Now Katie Fisher controlling for the Arrows. And that one will spin her intended target, Brooklyn Randall, around and gets by her, and Emlyn Swanson able to trot over and chase that one down. That wind is almost all but subsided. It is completely still out here at the Pilk. Sun bathing as it's setting back behind us. Gorgeous night here in Pierre. As Flottmeyer feeds one through, looking for Aubrey Fisher. That one went back behind her. And Stad will clear it out right to Flottmeyer. Flottmeyer will pick and prod her way through. This one dumped up and taken away. Katie Fisher on the move. She runs right into Caitlin Taylor, who all but got in right in front of her way. Look out when the train's coming down the tracks. Caitlin Taylor.
But that's what you need out of Caitlin too. Caitlin needs to step in there and take that. She did, and stop the momentum with one step, which is exactly what you want your center back to do.
Put her body on the line for her team there, that's for sure. Josephine Wirtz will slam the ball down, gives it off to her teammate. Short high throw comes in. It's booted in the direction here of Miley Canas. Dumped in for Katie Fisher. Fisher's shot must have hit a cleat on the way through as it was guided to the left of the net from our vantage point to Emlyn Swanson's right. Swanson will wait. Aubrey Fisher checks out of the game, and checking back in is Maya Fravel. Swanson waiting patiently, happy to let some time tick away. And she slips as she runs over to place the ball down. She was so amped up to place it down, she lost her footing. This one forward to Lexi Hilmer. Hilmer will just clear it through. Maya Fravel giving chase. But to no avail as Madison Enstad gets to it first. Hilmer calms it down at midfield, looking forward. Nice dump pass to Fravel. Fravel looking for an outlet, gets it through to Devin Van Rokel. Wow, she threaded that needle perfectly. Out in front, Van Rokel centered one. Thought she had Lexi Hilmer, but a bit behind. Jasmine Yost will save it. Hard contact on the slide tackle. Yost centering. Van Rokel just underneath her right foot. Lets it get through. Maya York will chase it down. Her and Van Rokel battle it out. Still battling. Jasmine Yost coming up from behind, steals it away. Perfectly timed. Governors regain the possession yet again. That one will be deflected off and through the right shin of Cameron Larson. Arrows had it for the moment.
Another good step by Caitlin Taylor. Governors right now are just a step quicker than the Watertown Arrows at the ball.
Sophia Gallardo Popham with a pass out in front. Katie Fisher was there, but a nice deflection away by Caitlin Taylor. Popham staying with it, looking for an outlet. Thought she had a shot, didn't take it, and Lexi Hilmer clears it forward.
Yeah, you said it right there. Thought she had a shot. She did, but she wanted, again, she wanted to find a teammate. Yeah, as a coach, I'd like to see her take that shot, and since I know her dad's a coach and dad played and everything else, I'm sure her dad's saying the same thing. Jorge, who I don't know if here is watching back home.
Zoe Bauer, far side, along the end line, sends one. It rattles off the post. And the ball's still in play. Kind of caught everybody by a surprise there, as that shot was parallel with the end line. That ball actually probably crossed out of bounds area on its way to the post. And the ball bounced back into play, and everybody kind of stood around thinking that it was a dead ball. Until it wasn't. Now it's back in play. Zoe Bauer with it. Flottmeyer chasing down the deflection. Lexi Hilmer trying to get to work on the outside half circle. Rolling through. Gets it through the legs of one defender. Natalie Flottmeyer with a shot, and a sliding save by Madison Enstad.
Enstad's going to have earned a good night's rest after this game. She's made a lot of saves for the Arrows.
She has certainly been active back there. The only two times it's gotten by her have been Lexi Hilmer going up high, where it's about the only area that Madison Enstad couldn't get to. Josephine Wirtz with some good defense on the back line for the Govs, as does Caitlin Taylor. Gets to that one in time to boot it out. This will set up a corner kick, it looks like, here for the Arrows. My trusted counterpart says it's going to be a throw, and I always trust Chris Derry.
I don't know if you should always trust, but that one there, I think.
At least out here I do.
Okay, we'll go with that.
So here comes the throw in for the Arrows. Gets through a couple of bodies. Devin Van Rokel giving chase, overruns it for the moment. Jasmine Yost hits it right into the side of our head official, and we finally got a whistle. I assume no intent behind that from Jasmine Yost, as the two of them share a smile and a laugh.
You can see Jeff's look on his face like, don't do it. And he just got creamed. So, Jeff, I'll have a good laugh after the game with Jeff on that one.
Well, if it's any consolation, it sounded like it hit a brick wall. As Lexi Hilmer pushes one forward for Devin Van Rokel. She's been good positioning here tonight for the most part. Hasn't been able to cash in. But some good press by the Governors will set up a corner kick. 12 minutes and some change to play here at the Pilk. Game number 2, Governors leading 2-1 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Lexi Hilmer to take the corner. She's been deadly in these positions. She delivers a beauty, and it's just through a couple of hopeful heads of the Pierre Governors. Will bounce out to Caitlin Taylor. She plays it off the chest, turns around, realizes she's running out of time, now settles it down and clears it through. A nice job by Caitlin Taylor, staying calm in the moment. And we've got some more substitutions coming here for the Arrows.
Yeah, Maya York to get back into that the 6, back in that defensive center mid spot that she plays so well. And then Brooklyn Randall got a little bit of a break, freshen up, get back out there and see if she can push that front line, and heads right back over towards Caitlin Taylor so her and Caitlin can continue their battle.
As this throw-in is stolen away by Maya Fravel, but it's getting to be crunch time here for the Arrows, trailing by 1. You feel like they're going to have to start forcing the issue, which if you're the Governors, you don't want to allow anything here as Fravel runs through. Lexi Hilmer was twirling around looking for that one. That shot goes off the arm of Zoe Bauer. Excuse me, it was off the foot of Zoe Bauer, off the arm of a Watertown defender. Natalie Flottmeyer has it, weaving her way, sets up a shot and a dart off the legs of Madison Enstad, and she dives out to hop on top of it with Devin Van Rokel closing. Good thought for Natalie Flottmeyer. You felt like she was going to be able to put a good one on the way she approached that kick. As Devin Van Rokel with it, dumps it inside, shot centered, Zoe Bauer trying to turn the corner. Kicks it back out. Jasmine Yost waits, sends a low liner, and it just sails to the left from our vantage point. Madison Enstad lets it roll free.
That was a good layoff. She didn't have a real clean opportunity. Laid it off to Jasmine. Jasmine went for that far post, just missed it. That was a good play, good unselfish play by the Governors.
And the long kick will come right our direction, and Chris Derry gets to show off the footwork. That was off the foot of McKenna Blank, maybe a little bit further than she had anticipated. So the Govs will try to settle down the possession as we creep up to 10 minutes to play here in this match. Arrows trying to push it. Josephine Wirtz will pop it out of play. Gallardo Popham was there. We'll stay with the Arrows. Megan Perez will throw it in. Another substitution. Katie Fisher coming back out. Bo Meidinger checking back in. Thrown in and skied high out in front of the box, and now it's still loose. Emlyn Swanson came out to it, and it went right through the legs and into the back of the net to tie the game up at 2.
Yeah, and that's where Emlyn's got to come out and crash that ball, and Sophia just didn't give her any opportunity. Squirted the ball right between Emlyn's legs, and what do you know? 9 minutes left in the game, and here come the Governors again in the final 10 minutes. So let's see if they can create some of that magic.
Sophia Wishart ties it up. Sophia Gallardo Popham ties it up for the Arrows. She and Katie Fisher with the 2 goals for the Watertown Arrows today. Lexi Hilmer with both goals for the Governors. Even at 2 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Governors trying to look for the possible game-winning goal as Devin Van Rokel gets to it on the near side corner. Pushed up, rattled off of the left hand of Cameron Larson. No official was there to see it. It'll stay with the Govs. Van Rokel will throw it in. Gets it into Maya Fravel. Fravel tries to center it back for Natalie Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer banging into the shoulder of Gallardo Popham. They're going to say that was delivered by Flotmeyer, so it's an Arrows ball.
Yeah, Jeff there's just signaling she was a little bit out of control coming in for that ball, and Natalie's just playing hard.
And I don't think she saw her coming up from the side.
No.
Which is why that contact was so vicious. Van Rokel steals it away, tiptoeing up this near sideline. Maya Fravel gets the benefit of the outlet pass. Fravel coming back towards the center. Crossway kick. Zoe Bauer controls. Inside for Flotmeyer. Flotmeyer with a strong first touch. Still bouncing around. Jasmine Yost pushes the body off the ball, and again, too physical, says our officiating crew. And that one was pretty clear.
Yeah, and Jeff's going to call that every time when you come into the back. He's knowing him for as long as I have. That's something he absolutely does not like in soccer when players come through the back. So watch him call a lot of games, and those are the easy calls for him.
Under 10 minutes to go. Good one, heating up here as we're tied up at 2 apiece. Governors trying to stay atop of the standings. They're no stranger to late game goals. They would love another one here. Do they have some more late game heroics? Jasmine Yost steps away from a defender. Feeding on the outskirts of the box for Devin Van Rokel, but a wonderful defensive play from McKenna Blank. As she wins that possession back for the Arrows, push back towards midfield. Josephine Wirtz will pick it up. Dumps it into Lexi Hilmer. Lexi Hilmer splits 2 defenders. Long left-footed shot, and she's done it again! 3rd time's the charm. Lightning has struck 3 times here at the Pilk for Lexi Hilmer. Another unbelievable and untouchable goal. And she's made it 3-2, and possibly the game winner for the Governors off the foot of Lexi Hilmer. Stop me if you've heard that one before.
Yep, and Lexi did exactly the right thing. She got the ball, picked her head up, looked at where the keeper was, said, "Yep, I think I can get that one," and she did. She took the shot, took the opportunity, and nailed it.
Now do the Arrows have an answer? Lexi Hilmer steals it away from Katie Fisher. Maybe the Govs have another insurance goal up their sleeves.
And that's exactly what they need. Get another goal, put this game away.
Maya Fravel will pin it down in the near side left corner and will just hold on for dear life.
Yep, she took it down the corner, earned her team a throw-in.
6 minutes to play here in the second half. Governors out in front 3-2. It's been nip and tuck, been back and forth all day long. Governors doing a good job pinning it down in that corner, just killing precious time. Kind of a stalemate over there as it's pushed out of play again. Looks like it'll be awarded to the Govs yet again.
That takes a lot of moxie when you're down there, especially when you're holding off 1, 2, 3 players to keep that ball and keep it down that corner and hold it.
And Lexi Hilmer and Jasmine Yost look like they are just at home down there. Cool, calm, and collected. Happy to just stay there as more contact ensues. Kira Swenson getting in the way of our official here as he's trying to keep an eye on things here at midfield. But Kira Swenson can hardly keep herself off the pitch.
No, she's vested in this game. She wants to see the girls pull out this W. She wants to see them grind this out, and so far they're doing it.
5 minutes left to play. Finally, this one exits the back line and will set up a free kick for the Watertown Arrows. It's been McKenna Blank doing most of the kicking as she boots a beauty towards midfield. Caitlin Taylor will shove it back towards Natalie Flottmeyer. Flottmeyer trying to steal it away. Pinballing around at midfield as we're under 5 minutes to play. Sydney Stanton pushes it up for Bo Meidinger. And that's again out of play. Meidinger pleading for the ball from one of the young ball girls. Devin Van Rokel stepping in. Jasmine Yost steals it away from Katie Fisher. Sliced back towards midfield. Natalie Flottmeyer pushes it ahead. Devin Van Rokel out in front of her own bench, being worked off the ball there by Sydney Stanton. And out of bounds off Van Rokel. Awarded back to the Arrows. As they're trying to get sorted out here, Katie Fisher will leave the playing field. Chris, did we get a card?
Yeah, we did. I'm not 100% sure. I'm assuming for dissent for Katie. She's complaining about some of the chippiness out there, and Jeff didn't want to listen to it as the referee and told her that's enough.
And that's a big piece not to have on the pitch right now if you're the Watertown Arrows. Katie Fisher, who scored the game's first goal for the Arrows. And how quickly of a break would that have been? And she is back out waiting to check in. We're under 4 minutes to play. Time winding down. Governors trying to hang on. Katie Fisher calling out for her substitution. It'll be Bo Meidinger who will check out.
Yep, and those, talk about a couple of friends right there. Bo and Katie have been friends, neighbors, everything else down there. So it's fun to see those two out there playing together.
So, Chris, I know you always say you got to stick to your game plan, play your game, but now you're in time-killing mode, right? If you're Kira Swenson and the Governors.
Yeah, I mean, you're now at the point of your Watertown is going to start throwing everything forward. So now you got to accept the pressure, stay calm under the pressure, and then there's going to be open space for them to counterattack and maybe get another goal, because whether you lose by 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. It's still a loss. So there's no reason why for Watertown to not go for it.
Under 3 minutes to play on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. This one outlet pass headed up. Caitlin Taylor trying to cut it off, and just at the last second, Emlyn Swanson slides to the save as Brooklyn Randall was closing in quickly. And boy, that must have made Kira Swenson's heart skip a beat as that one was closing down on the Governor goalkeeper. Natalie Flottmeyer will clear it back down to Madison Enstad, and we are under 2 minutes to play.
Yep, and I'm happy to see that Brooklyn Randall slid and didn't slide into Emlyn there. That's as a keeper, you don't want to. You put yourself out there having someone sliding into you with their cleats like that can be a dangerous spot. But Brooklyn slid to get the ball, didn't slide into her. Great play by Brooklyn. Great job by Emlyn.
And if anybody could take that kind of contact, it's Emlyn Swanson. Official check on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard, 1:43 to play. Governors trying to hold on and get another great victory here at the Pilk. Continue to add on to this momentous season.
And this will be another good win for the girls. They had to come from behind by 2 goals to prove a little bit. This one here, this is a grind. This is a good one to learn from a grind.
And a whiff on a pass gives Zoe Bauer nothing but green grass, but getting back to it nicely is McKenna Blank. She was the one that gave up that free pass. And now the Arrows looking to control one last time. This could be the final push here for Watertown in the final 90 seconds. Sophia Gallardo Popham pushes it forward. Still a loose ball. Emlyn Swanson coming out from the back line, kicks it free. And here is that last breath of opportunity. Sydney Stanton throws it in. Devin Van Rokel cuts it off. Booted back to McKenna Blank. She puts it in the direction of Emlyn Swanson. Headed out. Pinballing back and forth. Natalie Flottmeyer getting all of it that she could to try to clear it out. Back to Megan Clay. And there goes Jasmine Yost to send a long boot deep. 30 seconds to play. Madison Enstad plays it on a weird hop. Quickly clears it forward. Back towards midfield. Governors just want to keep it on this side of the pitch. Maya Fravel has it stolen by Katie Fisher. Fisher looking for a way out. Turning left, turning right. Dumps it back. Played forward. 15 seconds to play. And the clock is running down, and that will do it. The Watertown Arrows get stunned by the Governors with a couple of incredible goals by Lexi Hilmer. As the Govs stay atop the standings, they get a huge win and pick up another one here at home. We'll talk all of it for you in our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg postgame show. Final score, 3-2. Govs get the win on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. We'll be back with more from the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg postgame show. We'll get out our player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores, our big play of the game from Hermanson Endodontics, and so much more. Stick around, folks. We'll be back after this short break on River 92.7.
Provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
You asked for it. Nonstop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book nonstop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
In a world that's always moving, your journey matters. And at Iverson Auto Group, we're here to get you on the road with a great selection of new and used vehicles and trailers, and keep you on the road with top-notch service, maintenance, and support. Every mile of your journey, the experienced team at Iverson Auto in Mitchell and Huron are here to help. Visit us in Mitchell and Huron or start your search at iversonauto.com to begin your journey today.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
Local athletes, just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Welcome into the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. Alongside Chris Derry, I'm Justin Cowart. What a win it was for the Govs. A clean sweep on the varsity level as they take down the Watertown Arrows in Game 2. Final score 3-2. As we bring you your Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game. Before we tell you what that was, let's hear a word from our friends who sponsor our big play of the game at Hermanson Endodontics.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
And our Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game was Lexi Hilmer getting the Govs on the board with a set-piece goal where she went top shelf, beat Madison Edstad High. What a day for Lexi Hilmer, Chris.
Yeah, hat tricks are always special. Hat tricks to win a game, even more special. So Lexi had 3 beautiful goals, all 3 of them from distance, all 3 of them top shelf. All 3 of them were needed to put the goals ahead. First 1-0, 2-1, and then 3-2. So Lexi definitely made the most of her opportunities.
She sure did, and that was our Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game. And don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to take another quick break, but we've got a Cowboy Country Stores t-shirt to hand out, and I think we all know where this is going to go. But stay tuned. Just don't go anywhere. We'll keep you suspenseful. We'll be back after this short break with our player of the game, and we'll wrap this thing up for you after the Govs took games 1 and 2 of this doubleheader on River 92.7.
Superior Concrete is proud to sponsor the Governors this season and just as proud to offer the finest concrete solutions available for commercial and residential applications as well as foundation and flat work. The bottom line, if you need anything done with concrete, we can do it. Superior Concrete. Give us a call today for an estimate or more information. That's Superior Concrete. Find us on Facebook or call the office at 605-494-0102. That's 494-0102. Call today.
Watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
I'm Scott Knott. As a coach for the Pierre Governors, I know a winning game plan is crucial. When it comes to your finances, you deserve one too. At New Edge Advisors, our name is Pierre, but our commitment to you isn't. We're the same trusted team you've known, and we've expanded our playbook of resources to help you plan for retirement, manage investments, and protect your future. Let's build a strategy that gets your financial future into the end zone.
At Avera Orthopedics, we're transforming pain into possibility every day. Whether you're chasing a personal best or simply want to enjoy life to the fullest, our specialized care is designed to help you feel better and stronger. We're here for you. No referral needed. Trust Avera Orthopedics to unlock a world of endless possibilities. Visit avera.org/orthopedics and start your journey from pain to possibility today.
Call 605-223-2525. Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffee, Wendy's, regular and breakfast pizzas, Champs Chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to a soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores, Euclid and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
And there you heard a word from Cowboy Country Stores, who sponsor our player of the game. And, well, Chris, I know we handed out a T-shirt to Lexi Hilmer on Saturday, but you can't deny a hat trick for Lexi, who scored 3 goals. Governors win at 3-2. It would just be wrong to give somebody else the player of the game shirt tonight.
I can't argue with it. Player of the game is the person who, without her, the game isn't won, or whatever you want to say. And Lexi, 3 goals. She played a great job. She could have assisted on at least 2 others. She was dominant all over the field. So she definitely earned it. And 2 games in a row, she's going to become a person that everyone's going to be watching for going forward.
Absolutely. She certainly earned it. Congratulations to Lexi Hilmer. 3 goals. Natalie Flottmeyer with an assist. Katie Fisher with a goal for the Arrows, as did Sophia Gallardo-Popham. She scored as well. But again, the Governors just find a way and find a will to want to win, and they did it yet again. Folks, if you enjoyed listening to this game on River 92.7, if you're also watching on drgnews.com, reminder, you can listen to all games live on the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to text or drive. There is no and. You've got some place to be, so get home safely. We want to have you back for some more Governor Soccer, which you can stay tuned to drgnews.com at the local sports page for all of our broadcasting schedules. We'll keep you updated there. One final time from the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. In Game 1, the Governors beat the Arrows in the boys' game 4-1. In Game 2, Lexi Hilmer with the hat trick gets the win 3-2, and the Governors get the clean varsity sweep. Big thanks to Brian Menning for working the camera today. Big thanks to my buddy Chris Derry for being our partner in crime, and for William Wilson back in the studio. We'll see you on our next Pierre Governor broadcast on River 92.7, which will be Thursday night for some volleyball against Douglas. Have a wonderful Tuesday evening, everybody. We'll see you Thursday afternoon right here on River 92.7. You've been listening to Pierre Governor Sports on the official home of